Hi everyone, I'm Will and this is Civilization the Gathering Storm. I believe we're up to episode 4 and we've been working our way through the early parts of the game. Thanks for joining me again, Robin.
Hi everyone, thanks Will, lovely to be here. Excited that we're continuing on in our game.
So we had to finish halfway through Robin's turn last turn as he was looking at civics. His code of laws is complete. And he's now ready to select a new civics. So I'm opening the civics tree on my window, and Robin, talk us through what you can see in relation to civics.
Okay, what looks very similar to production, I've got a civic tree here, and I've just finished code of laws, which seems to be the first one. I've got two options to begin with. One is craftsmanship and the other is foreign trade. There's a whole bunch of symbols and stuff which I don't know really what that means, and there's also to boost, which I'm not really sure what that means either.
Boosting is cool. Okay, so you'll notice that around the circle around the hammer for craftsmanship, if you can see that, there is a sort of a grayed out line that goes almost about a third of the way around the circle. Can you see that?
Yes, I do.
So if you were to actually to boost that, to get that part of the circle free, so when the circle is completely gone around, that's when you receive craftsmanship. So to boost that, you have to have improved 3 tiles. So you'll use a builder to improve 3 tiles around your city, and that will actually mean that you'll get that amount as a free bonus. Now, if you've only got that amount to go, or less than that amount to go, you'll actually complete that that civic instantly. So it doesn't have to be the first part, but it speeds up your research in that area by having completed those boost parts. Likewise, in foreign trade, the boost there is to discover a second continent. So these things actually really help to speed up your research.
I guess for me, what I'm realizing is there is a tree here, which if I look at a tree, that actually then means then that this is the prerequisite for other civics that I want later as well, right?
Absolutely. You'll notice that the craftsmanship tree actually leads into military tradition, military training, defensive tactics, and so on and so on. So it's heading you towards being a far more warlike civilization ready for battle, whereas foreign trade leads you into mysticism. One's going down a much more philosophical political line, one's going down a fairly strong military line. You'll need all of them along the way. It's just about what you emphasize early on.
Well, I'm probably going to start with craftsmanship, I think, because I want to start going some of that military direction. Yep,
that sounds good.
So I've chosen as my first civic craftsmanship.
Excellent. And that will take you how many turns?
That will take me 7 turns. 5 turns.
Unless you get a boost.
Unless I get a boost.
The good thing about choosing craftsmanship too is that you're about to improve multiple tiles using your new builder once your new builder gets built.
Okay.
And so you may find that you speed up that research fairly quickly.
That'd be good. Now, I've got another thing as well that's come up after my civic, which is policy. Do you want to go on to that?
Yes. Now, unfortunately, for those who are watching at home, the policy side of things hasn't shown up for me. But what we'll do is I think we'll just do your policy now, talk it through, and then when later on, when I'm doing it, our viewers will be able to see what implementing that policy looks like. So describe for us what you can see when you click on the policy window.
Okay, so on the left side of the screen there are 4 different policy slots: military, economic, diplomatic, and wildcard. Military and economic are the only ones that are open to me. Military is red, economic is gold. And at the moment I've got 2 of each, 2 different cards for each. So with military I can have discipline, which is a +5 to unit combat strength when fighting barbarians, which I think would be helpful for you. And also survey, which says double experience for recon units.
Yeah.
And then for my economic policies, there's a God King, which adds +1 to faith and +1 to gold in the capitals. or urban planning, which is a +1 to production in all cities.
Yeah. Now, in your civics tree, you'll notice that you get all 4 of those ones from owning Code of Laws.
Right.
So because you've actually developed Code of Laws, that's why it's opened it up for you. I don't get Code of Laws for another 3 turns. But I've been able to mouse over each one of those as you've talked about them to show the viewers at home what they do. You can only drag the red ones onto the red and the gold ones onto the gold. Later there'll be green ones and purple ones as well, and some wild ones as well, depending on what your particular government structure. You can improve government as time goes on.
Okay. Well, at this point, I'm not fighting any barbarians, but I potentially will. So I probably could, and I don't have any recon units, so I think I'm just going to go with combat strength for barbarians.
Excellent.
I don't know if that's a good choice. Now, God King Gold is quite appealing for me, so I think maybe that could be nice. But production in all cities might not be a bad thing, but I don't think production at the moment is much of an issue.
The reason I would go for God King over urban planning at this point in time is that your net gain from urban planning is 1 production point and you only have 1 city. So it's much more valuable to you if you had 3 cities, you would get 3 production points. However, if you take God King, then you get 1 going into faith, which is important, and we'll talk about faith later on. Gold, which we've already established can do cool things. So you're getting a net of 2 things from your capital, rather than just 1 thing from your urban planning. So yeah, I would agree God King is the way to go.
All right, so discipline and God King are my policies. I
Excellent.
confirm and I confirm. There we go. And that brings me to my end of my turn.
Excellent. Well, let's just see what exciting things are happening for me. Oh, we're going to go into the next turn now, because I already did my turn before that.
All right, yes.
Now, an interesting thing just happened for your movement. I'm going to go back up there to that. You'll notice that you must have clicked beyond your move ability in your last one, so you've done automatic move between this turn and last turn.
Oh, okay. Didn't realise that.
So one of the things you can do with your units, and I'll show you with mine, is you can actually decide to send your unit further than it can actually go by selecting the move to command. You can actually tell it to go, and as you move that move to command around, so the move to command is on your unit interface at the bottom right hand corner of the screen, it'll tell you how many turns it will take to arrive at your destination. So I'm now clicking on my move to command for my warrior, and I'm going to automatically move him down to the salt mines, and it's telling me it will take 4 turns to be able to move there. That move will happen automatically before my turn. Now, the upside of that is I don't have to worry about moving that unit now. It just does its own thing. The downside to that is that if something changes and I don't notice it, then my unit could do the wrong thing. Like, say another unit comes out of that barbarian compound, my unit might walk right past him and let the unit run up to my city instead of actually confronting him. My builder is now ready to build, so I'm going to build a farm in that wheat field, like so. What a beautiful looking farm that is.
Very nice.
I like it. Straight lines, nice little farmhouse.
And and one of your builders seems you have 1 less person.
That's
you
correct.
Had a team of 3, but now it's only 2.
Well observed. So builders have a movement of 2, and another stat on their thing is that they have build of 3. Now my builder only has a build of 2 now, so because he's already done 1 build. At the end of the 3rd build, the builder unit will disappear because it will have done all of its work, and I'll have to build another builder if I want to improve other places or build other things.
That's helpful to know.
It used to be in the old days the workers would last forever, so you'd have a worker that you might have at the beginning and he'd live for 3,000 years and build everything for you, which was a little bit silly. I get to choose production now, and so this is back to that production window, and my options for choosing a production for here are that I could actually build a granary. The granary will give me extra food and housing, growing my city a bit faster. I also have my option to build my first great wonder, which is the Great Bath. because I have floodplain tiles along a river containing a great bath, and that they become then immune to flood damage. The food in production bonuses from flooding drop by 50%. Gives me 3 houses and 1 amenity for entertainment. Only takes 12 turns. So I'm going to make the most of my flooding area, and I'm going to build myself a great bath. And I'm going to build the great bath here, mainly because I'd rather build it in an average appeal area than a disgusting area. How's that for fun? Now, it's possible that someone else may build that wonder before I do, but I'm going to take the risk, and hopefully I'll be able to build a wonder. My scout is continuing to explore, so I'm going to send him out to explore a little further, and that's all I can do this turn.
Excellent.
Alrighty. Shall we do mine first? I get to choose a civic. Here we go.
Fantastic.
So Robin chose craftsmanship. To do something different, I'm going to choose foreign trade. Part of the reason why I'm going to choose foreign trade from the civics tree is because foreign trade provides me with a trader, or the ability to build a trader unit, and trader units can run from one city to another. Now that's not overly useful for me at the moment because I haven't found another city, but trader units can also, when they travel from one place to another, build roads which allow units to travel faster. It also allows me to have option to maritime industries and caravansaries, which will be handy later on too. So I'm going to go for foreign trade. Also to be different from Robin, so that we can show both trees.
Good choice.
I also now get to fill the policy slot. This is the screen that Robin was looking at before. I have the chiefdom government, which is the limited beginning form of government. It provides me with almost nothing. Allows me 1 military poly. I'm going to take the +5 combat versus barbarians because I'm about to get into a barbarian war. I'm also going to take the urban planning option because I do need to improve my production because I want that wonder to be built as quickly as possible. So I'm confirming the policies and seeing how that goes. I've got a unit that needs orders. That's okay. I've discovered, not only have I discovered another village, which is just really lovely, but more barbarians. So looks like I'm in a reasonably populated part of the map where I have lots of friendlies and unfriendlies around. I'm going to move the builder across to the sheep so that in a couple of turns when I'm ready to do animal husbandry I'll be able to access the sheep. And that's the end of my turn. Robin, what are you up to?
This turn my builder has been produced, so that's rather exciting.
Yes.
So I am going to bring the and given my housing situation, I'm going to bring it down to my deer resource, which apparently it's moved, so I have to wait till next turn in order to build that camp.
Yep.
Now my warriors have actually come across a barbarian scout. Haha! That's a bit exciting.
It is.
Finally meet a barbarian. So I'm hoping that I can actually attack them this turn. Now as I look, so can you see the barbarian?
I can.
Okay, so just basically as I look at each tile, I notice that the one on the right is a grassland hill which takes 2 movement costs.
That's correct.
And the other one is 1 movement cost. So
Yep.
I'm hoping that I can attack. So if I move to the 1 movement cost, I can't attack it.
The reason you can't attack it is because it would cost you 2 movement points to move into the rainforest that he is currently occupying. So
okay.
do you have any moves left?
I do.
Okay, so the best thing to do is to use the fortify command. So on your warrior, I'll just open my warrior, you can see that there is a fortify command. Now fortifying your unit improves its strength against an attack. So if you are concerned that a unit is about to be attacked or might be attacked before next turn, which your unit possibly will be, although I think that scout's going to run away. You can fortify. The only thing is you have to remember to wake it up and move it next turn, because it won't go into your movement order list next time. It's a bit of a decision of, do I trust myself to remember that that's the case, or am I and also it's only a scout, so you're probably not worried about it. So potentially I would, your two options are to skip turn, which just ends its extra go. The other thing is, can you move into the rice field?
No, I've only got one movement left.
And where would that be? You could move away.
I can only just stay in my unit, in my spot.
So you've got one movement left, but you can't go anywhere. So you could take an action, but not a move.
No, that's right.
So the reality is, it's probably in your best interest just to skip that move, that it automatically reminds you to move next time. You're going to have to chase that scout down, and that's going to be difficult because he moves faster than you.
Yep, no, that's cool. And I've also got a production that I can do.
Yep.
Which, given that I've got a barbarian, I'm going to move to a slinger. And I'm actually realizing, and this is an interesting situation, my other resources all require irrigation. And that requires pottery according to the tech tree.
Yes.
I have been wasting a lot of time.
Not necessarily, because you have the access to the deer because you chose to go with that.
Yeah, I've been focusing on sailing, but perhaps if I could do things over, I might have actually gone pottery instead. Interesting.
That's possible, yes. Yep.
Okay.
There's still time to come back for irrigation, and as your production base and your science base grows, you'll produce these earlier ones quicker.
I'm left to just settler, builder, scout, warrior, slinger.
Yeah. Look, you could build another military unit now, but it will cost you gold to maintain. And how long is it going to take you to get that slinger down to where there is a barbarian? It's going to take him ages.
That's true.
I think you're better off in this situation just to keep consolidating. I'd even recommend that now might be the time. You can fix your housing crisis in a uniquely different way. If you were to build a settler and move towards building your second city at this point in time, that settler would come off the total number of people in the city of Nidaros.
Okay.
How long does it take you to build a settler now?
5.
So that's about the same as what it costs to build a military unit or a builder?
A little bit longer, but probably worth it in the end. Not very long, only two turns extra.
I think it's worth your while. And so that means now you've got to start looking around and saying, well, if I'm going to build a second city, where do I think it might be?
Well, that is an excellent question, perhaps for our next episode.
I think that will certainly be the question that we'll come to in our next episode. So for now, build that settler.
All right, done.
And we'll be back for our next episode next time. So once again, everybody, thank you for joining us. It's been wonderful. We've been learning heaps about Civilization: The Gathering Storm. I've been Will Nicholas.
And I'm Robin.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll catch you next time.
Thanks, guys.